Working together, we have completed all of the dredging and habitat restoration work required to transform this area of concern into an area of recovery.
We're celebrating a major accomplishment here in Wisconsin. We're taking an area of concern, a river that has had pollution problems, and celebrating the restoration of that.
Many know the city of Sheboygan, located in Wisconsin along the shores of Lake Michigan, as the bratwurst capital of the world. In summer, Sheboygan bustles with tourists and fishermen who flock to the waterfront for swimming, boating, fishing, and to compete in the Dairyland Classic, the largest freshwater surfing competition in the world. But nearly 30 years ago, Sheboygan became known for more than water sports and brats. Following decades of pollution from nearby urban and industrial sites, the lower Sheboygan River and Harbor was identified as a Great Lakes area of concern.
The governments of the U.S. and Canada designated 43 areas of concern around the Great Lakes. These were the most contaminated sites with the legacies of the heaviest toxic pollutants on the lakes.
For Sheboygan, the pollution and area of concern designation weighed heavily on the local economy, which relies on clean rivers and lakes to support the tourism and commercial fishing industries.
We had a fish advisory for all the fish that were caught here. They contained PCBs, and you could have some, but not too much of that type of fish.
But it wasn't just unsafe to eat the locally caught northern pikes and smallmouth bass. For years, the sediment contamination in the Sheboygan River had made it impossible to dredge the harbor. And without dredging, large commercial fishing ships carrying Lake Michigan trout and salmon would have to dock elsewhere. Determined to make a change, local, state, and federal agencies came together in 2012, removing 400,000 cubic yards of contaminated sediment from the Sheboygan River and Harbor and investing heavily in waterfront habitat restoration.
All in all, this cleanup cost just over $80 million. I think there's a lesson in that. The cost of cleaning up environmental contamination is very high. Preventing environmental contamination is much more cost effective.
While the cost of environmental cleanup can be daunting, in Sheboygan, the benefits to the local economy are undeniable.
One reason we got involved, it helped keep the commercial fishing industry located here in Sheboygan from having to move someplace else where they could bring their boats in.
So we have benefits for the folks who use the river, who have businesses along the river, who recreate in the river, and those just who enjoy the outdoors.
From lake surfing to brats, then an EPA area of concern, Sheboygan is changing its identity yet again. It will now be celebrated as a shining example of how environmental action can kickstart a local economy, leading the way for the other Great Lakes areas of concern.
There are 43 areas of concern that exist in the Great Lakes, and only 2 of them have been delisted or removed from that AOC designation.
Other areas are asking, how did you do it? How did you put it together? Well, it was good municipal cooperation.
The restoration of the Sheboygan River has really been an excellent example of how people can work together and really make a difference in their community. People at all levels, people at the federal level, people at the state level, people at the local level. It's just amazing what a group of people can do when they get together and put their mind to a single goal.